Good morning, tropical update, Thursday, July 8th, 2010. We have our newest tropical depression out there, Tropical Depression 2, located at 24.8 north, 95.2 west, maximum sustained winds at 35 miles an hour, and movements off to the northwest at 14. Here's the official forecast track by the National Hurricane Center. It brings the system officially as a weak Tropical Storm Bonnie. Makes landfall right near the Texas-Mexico border, right near Brownsville, South Padre Island area. This should come ashore later this afternoon. Pretty much when I show you on a satellite picture, you can see it's pretty much void of any real deep convection. There was a debate why they named this last night. Well, NOAA was doing some research missions out here. There wasn't even an official hurricane hunter flight scheduled, which was kind of unusual, but the research they found that there were tropical depression winds. We had a closed circulation center, and it's warm core, so hey, we got to name it. And the fact of the matter is, so close to shore here, you have to put out warnings. I mean, if this would kind of get itself together right before landfall and become a tropical storm, you don't want people caught off guard in this area. And it's really the main focus is going to be flooding with this again. Unfortunately, it's in that same area where Alex made landfall, of course a little north of it, but still the rain effects and the flooding in this entire area in here is really going to be the main thing. And you need to put out those warnings for the people for that fact, for the flooding reasons. So here's the satellite view right now. You could see center of circulation is right about in this area here, and you could see some convection starting to build near the center again. As it was void of convection most of the night, we've seen this little blow up again, and this is why it's important just to make sure, keep people aware that this could become a tropical storm before landfall, and it still has that opportunity. The aircraft will be in this system shortly here to kind of take a look at it again and see what we have, but definitely still a tropical depression. Still has that chance to become a tropical storm and get a name right before landfall here. It's still possible. And the bigger picture with the Gulf of Mexico here, and you could see again last few frames here seeing a little bit of blow up convection around the center of circulation. This big high pressure system was just building straight in here from the south and the west here, just pushing this system off to the west northwest. This will be a little bit of a saving grace for Texas later this week and into early next week, as this high pressure is going to retrograde to the west and finally dry them out in this region here. So that's pretty good news. The rains will finally end for Texas for a little bit, especially eastern Texas here, as this high pressure moves west. Another interesting feature we're watching is, I'm watching, the National Hurricane Center is ignoring it, which is weird because they seem to be putting, if you ever see the tropical maps there, their updates, they put little circles on everything they're watching, but this one they seem to be ignoring. But anyway, upper level low off the east coast here, you can see it's getting that tropical wave as some of its energy is getting entrained into this as we speak. This will sit out here today, kind of retrograde a little west, then start moving north along the east coast. Eventually this front out west will kind of get intertwined with it, and that's probably the reason why this probably won't develop, is because it's going to eventually get absorbed into this frontal system. Boy, if this thing could have sit out here for 3 or 4 days, we'd probably have a subtropical or tropical storm. Still watching it though, you never know. Really, just something that some of the models are showing a surface reflection on this, so something to watch for. If it could sit out there maybe for an extra day, you just never know. It will enhance the rainfall along the east coast though this weekend, and nice relief from the heat coming up this weekend for the east coast and you folks in the northeast. And again, out in the central and eastern Atlantic, nothing really cooking right now. Watching a few tropical waves out here. They're pretty far south right now. Most of the models are again focusing on that western Caribbean area for development over the next week. So where we saw Alex form and where we saw Tropical Depression 2 form, that's still going to continue to be the focus for any tropical activity during the next week. And again, just showing you Tropical Depression 2. This is the shear, wind shear, which isn't good for development. Again, the stronger wind shear has been to the east of this center here through most of its time. As this high pressure was building west, it's been taking this wind shear, and this has been another deterring factor. A couple deterring factors with this system. We had an upper level low to its west. Really been a squeeze play here. So this upper anticyclone has been real small over it, but you can see it's still pretty much close to it, and that's why we could see this become a tropical storm before landfall. Another deterring factor was cooler waters, where Alex went over here. It's kind of taking that same path, so waters weren't as warm, couldn't really support explosive development. And so shear, cooler waters, all of that combined really couldn't get this system going. And just wanted to show you the activity. This is the UK Met model, and just showing you where it does bring that system along the east coast. Does bring it down to the surface a little bit here, and then slowly moves it up to the north, and then it kind of gets combined into that frontal system here. So again, something to watch the next day or two, see what happens out here, if we could get some subtropical development out of it. Lastly, just wanted to show you the radar out of Brownsville this morning, and this is going to be really the main focus here is, again, flooding rains for South Texas, northern Mexico, this Rio Grande area. Again, too much rain, and you could see here's our tropical depression and the wall of water that's going to be coming on shore. There's a lot of tropical moisture with this. You could see some showers beginning to move on shore this morning, and this is going to continue to be what's going to happen. 4 to 8 inches of rain, possibly some areas up to 10 inches. Again, not good news, and if you're living in low-lying flooding areas, please take the warnings, get out. Another bad situation for flooding in this area. Well, that'll do it for today. Thanks for listening again. I really appreciate it. Again, any questions you have, they always can be left in any one of my blogs. I'll be happy to answer any questions. I will have another tropical update tomorrow morning for you guys. Have a good day.